Hey everybody, I'm so excited to talk about the topic that I'm going to share with you today, which is how you digest your life directly impacts the way that you digest your food. So if you're somebody that is constantly running around, you feel like you're underneath a lot of stress, you're exhausted, you tend to put other people's needs before your own, and you tend to prioritize your self-care at the end of your list, and it inevitably gets skipped, and at the same time you suffer from digestive issues, then you do not want to miss this talk. So as we enter in 2018, I think it's a really good time to just reflect back on your last year and just do some assessment, some inquiry about your own personal health practices. Do you feel like you were moving closer towards your health and wellness goals last year? Or do you feel like you were sort of stuck in the same rut that you see year in and year out, not really getting any closer? Where were you at in 2017, and where would you like to be in 2018? So what I want to really do today is pull back the curtain and just show you what I do with many of my clients when they're at the beginning of working with me. Now, obviously, this is a huge, rich topic. This idea that how we interact with our life, how we digest our life, directly impacts the way that we digest our food. And I'm not going to be able to explain absolutely every single thing, but really the most important thing that I want you to take away, if you are at the beginning of healing your digestive issues, and if you've done what most people do in this situation, which is to find a diet and find a supplement to fix your problem, and then it doesn't, then I want you to walk away with knowing that there is a really, really strong connection between your mind, your mindset, and your emotional well-being with how your digestive strength functions. And while this is a topic that is becoming more and more widely known today in many, many different medical and natural health circles, when it comes to actual practical and how to teach it, it's something that's really, really sorely missing in so many of the health systems that are around that address digestive function. So this is the key point that I do not want you to miss. And the following three practices are going to support and give you ways to actually implement that one key point. So if you're starting out on healing your digestion and you've been exploring different diets and supplements, or if you've been at this for a while and you've missed out on how your mindset and your feelings and your emotions are impacting your healing process, and I'm really excited to share this topic with you today. So that being said, I don't want to minimize the importance of focusing on the physical stuff. I do that all the time with my clients. We do specific practices that help with allowing the digestive system to rest. We use different natural antibiotics to destroy pathogenic bacteria in the gut. I use probiotics and fermented foods to help to restoring the good bacteria in the gut. We use elimination diets and other practices that address the physical digestion. So I don't want to sidestep that and say it doesn't matter, because it most definitely matters. But it matters as much as addressing traumas, stress, and anxiety when it comes to repairing your digestive issues. So the first thing that you want to think about when you're healing your digestion is you want to literally observe yourself. You want to observe yourself and see how you are digesting life. So if you feel unfulfilled, if you feel disconnected from your purpose, if you feel like you're full of self-loathing, if you are an anxiety-ridden person, you're underneath a lot of stress, understand that in the moments that you're actually consuming your food and eating your food, whatever you're thinking about, whatever experience you're going through right now, that is what you're actually consuming and eating. And that impacts how you digest your food. You are literally digesting your life. If you're having thoughts, emotions, feelings like, I have no willpower, I can't control myself, I'd like to follow this diet, but I can't. Or if you're always eating in a hurry, you're always rushing to the next point. You're eating your food on the fly, and while you're eating it, you're having these anxiety-ridden thoughts. Understand that that is most definitely influencing the way that you're digesting your food. Stress, negative emotions, and happy emotions all secrete specific hormones and different physiological functions in the body. So the actual thoughts and feelings that you have around your actual eating times directly impact the way that you're digesting your food. The next thing that you want to do is ask yourself, when did my digestive issues actually begin? What was going on in the context of my life? I have been doing this for a really long time, and I can tell you that 95% of the clients that I interview when I talk with them, aside from clients that were actually born into this world with their digestive issues, that is sort of a different topic. But people that develop digestive issues as teenagers, children, and young adults, when I ask them this question, when did the digestive issues begin in your life? I never hear, oh, it was a really great time in my life. I was in a really great relationship. I loved my job, and then all of a sudden this happened. 95% of the time I hear things like, my dad just died. I was in a job I didn't like. I was going through marital problems. I was getting a divorce, some sort of stressful time. And this is what most people are unfortunately missing when they go to heal their digestive issues. They're scoping the internet, they're listening to podcasts, they're seeing 12 different practitioners who are giving them band-aids for this little piece that's off and this little piece that's off, but they're not engaged or committed to a comprehensive program that's addressing not only the physical, but also the emotional and spiritual contributions that affect the way that we digest our food. Digestion is the epicenter of the human body. It's where we absorb 90% of the nutrients from the foods that we consume. It's where pathogens and viruses actually invade and enter the body. 80% of our immune system is actually in the digestive tract. We produce most of our body's serotonin in the gut, not in the brain. Researchers and scientists understand the connection between cognitive function and our digestion so strongly that now it's called the gut-brain connection. So truly, I can't reiterate this point enough to you that how you feel, what you think about, the way that you feel and think when you're actually eating, what you were going through when your digestive issues began, are all so incredibly important when you're going on a path to healing your digestive issues. The last and most important thing for you to do if you really, really want to eliminate your digestive issues and gain life balance is that you have to commit. Going around and listening to a bunch of different podcasts, following 3 different diets at the same time, starting and stopping, all express a lack of commitment. And actually that start-stop behavior is degrading to the digestive strength as well. If you want to heal your digestion, it's consistency and your lifestyle practices and approach that are going to really, really assist in healing. And that all requires commitment. And commitment to healing your digestion doesn't have to be this, forever and a day approach. You can accomplish so much in a very, very short period of time, which is what I do with my clients. One of my clients who I worked with, her name was Samara, and she developed something called Gastric. One of my clients, her name is Samara, she developed delayed gastric bypass emptying. It's a big term, but basically what was happening is that she would eat her food and the food would just sit in her stomach and she was unable to eliminate it. And it would sit in her stomach, it would create cramps, it would cause her to drool, she would throw up her food 24 to 32 hours later. And it would still be the same food that she had eaten all that time before. It would literally sitting in her stomach. And she'd been around going to see many different practitioners and doctors before she came to see me. We were talking and we were doing my intake form. So one day we were talking and she started to tell me the story about her ex-husband who had an affair. And it was obvious that it was still very emotionally triggering for her. But the thing that was so interesting was that when she was talking, she was using these metaphors that were related to digestion. So she was saying things like, I just can't stomach it. I bit off more than I could chew. leaves knots in my stomach. And it was so obvious to me that she was using these metaphors. And so I eventually pointed it out to her. And I said, Samara, do you notice what you're saying? And she was like, wow, no, I've actually never noticed that. And I was like, it was pretty obvious. And I said, I think that we hit something here. So we decided that she was going to write a letter to her husband. She never gave him the letter, but it was an opportunity for her to express all the thoughts and feelings that she had around that experience, which she felt like she never did. And the way that she explained it is, I felt like I just had to keep stuffing it down. So there you go again, stuffing my emotions and my feelings down. So she wrote the letter, and she described it as being this hugely cathartic experience where she was just crying. She felt all this rage, this emotion. Literally, the moment that she finished writing the letter, she never experienced delayed gastric bypass emptying ever again. It was gone like that. And I say that story because it was one of the most profound experiences that I've had as a practitioner in helping my clients through this, where there was this really instantaneous sort of shift that happened literally like that. And again, not everybody's digestive issues are 100% emotional, but not everybody's digestive issues are 100% physical either. So again, it's just important for you to consider where you fall in that diagram, and so the way to do that is to look at how you're digesting life, and then also to consider what was going on in your life when the digestive issues began. And after you do those two things, the third thing is to commit, to really, really commit to lifestyle practices, to a dietary program that's going to help you get there. If you need help with committing and you are ready to actually heal your digestive issues and to gain life balance, then I can help you. So this is what I do day in and day out. So I have set aside some time over the next few days for a free breakthrough session with me. So I get on the call with my clients, and for about 45 minutes, we talk about your digestive issues, when they began, how you're digesting life, and I explain to you, if I think I can help you, then I'll explain to you how. If I don't think that I can help you, I will refer you to somebody that I believe can, which I make referrals frequently. I don't invite everybody into my program. And, we need to have good partnership and be in good dialogue with each other. And so that free consultation really helps us to determine if we are a good fit for each other. But at the very least, I promise that in the 45-minute call, I will help you to gain absolute clarity on the origin of your digestive issues, and I will give you a suggestion on how to get out of them. So if you are somebody that is fed up with not having life balance, and you are fed up with suffering from digestive issues, if you are ready to make the steps and commit to a comprehensive program that's going to work with your dietary issues, teach you practices that will help you to deal with anxiety and stress in your life, then I want to talk with you. So give me a call by following the link below. And you should do it pretty quick because my slots do fill up pretty frequently. So thank you so much, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.